The other thing is nuclear energy is not very adaptable to solar and wind. What do I mean by that? I mean that solar and wind are variable, of course, and that's why we worry about reliability and what should we do about it. But nuclear power plants take a long time, hours to ramp up and down, whereas wind and solar vary in seconds and minutes. So to complement wind and solar, you need flexible energy sources. The National Renewable Energy Lab has written about it. It's just not my opinion alone. It's a very standard, careful technical consideration. You need power plants or power sources or energy resources that can be ramped up and down very quickly if you want a system that has mainly solar and wind. So people who say we should have nuclear and solar and wind and all of the above aren't really paying very careful attention to the problem of how the mix will work together. Nuclear works badly when there's large amounts of solar and wind, because you have back off solar and wind, which are the cheapest energy sources, and run the nuclear instead, because you can't jack up the nuclear power plant up and down. The other thing is nuclear power plants are very costly and very slow. There were 30 reactors that were ordered. The government promised loan guarantees. Wall Street didn't fund them, but people thought we will have a nuclear renaissance because the government is going to make it simple to build these things. 30 applications for reactors were made about 15 years ago. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission built a new building to handle all of them. Only 4 started construction. 2 of them, those in South Carolina, were canceled after spending $9 billion. 2 are under construction in Georgia, and they are, I think the cost is more than double of what was originally anticipated, and years late. So in the meantime, we're using carbon-emitting sources. They're going to be very costly when they are built, and ratepayers are paying for them in advance. So their energy burdens and energy costs are going up, and they don't get low-cost electricity. The nuclear power problem in terms of costs and delays has historically been bad. In the first round of nuclear, almost as many reactors were canceled that were planned or started construction as were actually built and brought online. The problem got so bad that Forbes, the business magazine from Wall Street, not an anti-nuclear outfit, called, this is pretty close to an exact quote, in 1985, Forbes called nuclear power the biggest managerial disaster in business history. That's why Wall Street doesn't want to fund nuclear power plants. So we need affordable energy besides being clean, renewable, and we need it fast because we know the climate problem is urgent and decarbonization is urgent. So we have to combine affordable, clean, renewable, and rapid. And really the main energy sources that correspond to that are solar and wind. And the question is, what do you do when the sun doesn't shine and the wind doesn't blow?